grounds. To understand and appreciate how life was lived during the Iron Age, there is no better place to visit than the New Barnfield Centre at Bradford, Peveril.
The New Barn Study Centre as such has been here for over 5 years. We provide study accommodation, residential study accommodation for groups of school children, usually aged 8, 9 and 10 years. They visit the centre, usually for a week at a time, with their school teachers. And one of the things they do while they're here is spend a day living in the Iron Age.
When you say that they spend the day or the time here living in the Iron Age, do they eat Iron Age food?
Yes, they start the day digging storage pits, making stone tools, carving chalk, wattling, daubing, and doing all the other activities that would have gone in the Iron Age. They end up their day sitting around a campfire, often eating their nettle soup and the bread that they've made during the day.
Isn't it wonderful? Absolutely marvellous. An Iron Age roundhouse built almost identically to the ones that used to be on top of Maiden Castle. Look at that. Wheat straw, thatch, wattle walls with dung and mud. See what's inside. David, I'm just thinking how comfortable it is sitting by this fire here, you know?
It certainly is. I'd much rather have a warm fire on a cold day than not.
And you know a great deal about this because your job here is to talk to the visitors about this Iron Age house.
That's right. I've been specialising in the pre-Roman period for about 10 years. And accumulated knowledge is used to express the Celtic period, if you like, to the public and school children. It works very successfully.
And they ask you questions and you tell them everything you know.
Difficult to tell them everything, but yes, this basic idea. I work in first and third person, so it's actually a mixture of a Celtic character and background as archaeologist. And I mix the two, and it passes a lot of information very quickly.
Now, this house, as Iron Age house, is almost, as far as everybody knows, what they would have dwelt in on Maiden Castle.
That's right.
Tell me about this one regarding the material that's gone into it.
The main wooden structure itself, we have posts down into the floor. The rafters themselves come from local woodlands. They support the main framework of the roof, and the thatch itself is wheat straw.
And then the door would have gone on the wattle.
That's right.
Frame at the base.
A wonderful job, mixing cow droppings and clay and straw. The best way is with your feet. You can actually feel the lumps and squidge them between your toes.
Would it be warm in the winter in here?
It certainly is. I've actually slept a number of nights in roundhouses, and I've never been cold. You sometimes have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to top the fire up, but your body automatically senses the drop in temperature.
But that has to stay on all the time?
That makes a lot of difference, particularly at night.
Roughly how many families would live in one?
In a farmstead, 3 or 4 families, but per house, only one family, and that's mum, dad and kids. No extended families. Your relations would actually be living in a house adjacent to yours.
Would they have had any metals? I mean, they were Iron Age, so they had iron, but would they have had any jewellery, things like that?
Iron is the culmination of the use of metals. Before that, gold, silver and bronze have been in use.
And what about weapons?
Variety of weapons. The Celts themselves actually invented chain mail, which comes as a surprise to a lot of people. We're also talking about spears, swords, daggers, slings, javelins. You'd have kept 2 different types of shields, one lightweight, highly decorated for showing off with, and a heavyweight you would actually go to war with.
So they sound an extremely cultured and well-to-do race, and yet you get the impression from history that the Romans conquered them because they were far superior in every way.
That's right. Unfortunately, the Romans conquered them because they were fed up of Rome being burnt down. It's silly, isn't it? The attacks on Rome in prehistory, in a lot of cases, there were a huge number of Celts involved in those attacks, and the Romans just got fed up of being beaten up.